Hey, this is Dylan with Farsight. You're listening to the Heavy Mental Breakdown.
Welcome, Dylan. Hey, you guys are you're in Long Island, right? You're out here in New York.
Yep. Massapequa, New York.
Okay, are you fucking freezing right now?
Yeah, it's been like 20 degrees every single day, pretty much.
Yeah. The weather's getting pretty brutal out here. I'm actually sitting down in a chair, but I have a heated blanket on my lap to keep me warm.
Nice. I just got the house heat cranked up.
Hell yeah. These old apartment buildings here in Brooklyn where I'm at, they're not insulated the best, and so we've got little space heaters kind of going, and it's getting cold out here in the East Coast.
Yeah.
Well, for anybody who doesn't know who Farsight is, what can you tell us about you? How long have you been going for? And just a little background of the band.
Sure. So we've been around since 2021 publicly. We formed back in like 2019. The main core of the band is me, my brother, and Devin, and our other guitarist, Matt Fischetti. The three of us have been playing together for like 11 years in multiple projects, but we formed Farsight back in 2019. And then we released 2 records since then. That's Exhume, our first EP, and Hypoxia, our second EP. And we recently got, we're like a metalcore / hardcore kind of band. We try to mix a lot of different styles between a lot of different influences. We're influenced by bands like Periphery and Monuments and Knock Loose, and then mix that with new hardcore bands for like Speed and Pain of Truth, and older bands, Crown of Thorns and Marauders. So mixing a lot of different styles. It's been getting very interesting for sure.
Cool. How long? Well, actually, sorry, I'm going to go into a different question. So 2019, you guys started. What a year to start something creative, huh?
Yeah. So like,
I feel like there's a little bit of like a band story, knowing when you started and when you're just about to kind of start to get out there and do your thing.
Yeah, so we were under another name before that. It was the same lineup back then. We just changed vocalists to then create Farsight because we were making new music. It was getting heavier, and we were like, why don't we just change the name? It's going in a completely new direction now. So we formed Farsight then. We were recording all throughout then. We were actually recording our first music video for our song Solace in I think February or March of 2020, and we were thinking about like coming out to the public then, and then of course everything went to shit. And then we were like, you know what, like, let's use this to our advantage. We're not out yet, but we technically have all the time in the world now. So we ended up needing to finish a little bit more with Exhume anyways, and then after that was done, we started writing and recording our next EP, Hypoxia. So all that was done throughout 2020 and 2021.
All right. So some of the anger that you're letting loose on this EP is there's some 2020 COVID frustrations out getting out there.
For sure.
Yeah. How did the just life at that time influence the lyrics?
With that, I mean, a lot of people suffering from like isolationism. We obviously couldn't get together and do our normal thing, and for some people it was okay, people being inside or just going outside whenever and doing anything that they can. And then other people it was very crushing, and people wanted to stay, not even wanting to stay inside, but feeling like they can't go outside, and also seeing extroverts become introverts and completely just switch people up mentally.
Yeah.
And to try to readjust from that point, especially back then, was very hard for some people, I know personally. So a lot of the lyrics in there, especially with isolation and someone dealing with like depression and anxiety, can only heighten those feelings.
Yeah.
So it definitely, a lot of the feelings from back then, especially with the vocalists at the time, a lot of the lyrics back then were influenced by a lot of the feelings that were felt back then in 2020 and COVID, isolation, and all that. So, yeah.
Do you feel that music was kind of your escape through the madness?
Yeah,
Like
for
instead
sure.
of, yeah, so, you know, having a very positive place to take that out and just be creative and be angry, but just like yell on the mic, you know, let it out in the pen. There's
Exactly.
so many bands that I've interviewed that they said the pandemic changed them. It changed the entire band, the direction they were going to, the lyrics, how vulnerable they were. A lot of bands were actually have been saying that they were really grateful for that time to just be able to be with yourself and learn who you are, and then just be more authentic and vulnerable, like a lot of them have been. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
wild to see the impact it had on a lot of creatives.
For sure. I mean, it lets you kind of just reevaluate yourself, and not even just your own feelings, but also your own music if you're creating music at the time. And if you don't have music out at that point too, you're able to look in that direction and just feel out those feelings in what you're writing, musically and vocally as well.
So that brings me to my next question is, today we are breaking down a song called Deathwish that is off of that EP. Why did you choose to break this song down? What does this mean to you?
So, out of all the songs that we have in our library right now, that song, it was really fun how it came together. Just musically from right off the bat. It was funny. Our guitarist, Matt, it was December 2020. I think it was like Christmas Eve, or like it was about to be Christmas morning. We were all done with like our Christmas Eve plans, and he lives like 10 minutes away. So he hit us up. He's like, "Yo, you guys doing anything right now?" We're like, "No, I guess we'll write." And we got in the room. We started writing what would be Deathwish. We started at like maybe like 10, 11 o'clock. And I play bass, so I was sitting more backseat driving kind of thing. So I was in the back of the room. I was like, you know what? I'm really tired. I'm gonna just shut my eyes a little bit, and I'll probably wake up in like an hour or two. I'll still be working. And I woke up, and we usually write in our guitarist's basement. And from then, you can't see what day it is outside, what time of day. So I wake up and I see my brother and Matt in the same position in front of the computer, and I turn to Dev. I'm like, "What time is it?" He's like, 7 in the morning, and he's like, "We're almost done." So the song, the 99% of the song, besides lyrics, were all written that night/morning.
Okay.
So off musically, that was one of my favorite songs from the last record. Musically, I felt it yearned a little bit more, especially from like a mental health perspective. To be able to, that song is really, if we're talking about like isolation from COVID and like really not knowing how to deal with those feelings, that song really yearns to that. And anyone who's feeling that today, that song is more like a mental health journal, and accepting your feelings, that and accepting your feelings that you're depressed, you're anxious, you don't know how to feel currently, you don't know how to feel while existing. Everything feels like a blur, and you're accepting the fact that you don't want to be here, but you also are not accepting it at the same time, and just coming to terms with that reality.
Kind of like just being a place that you feel stuck.
Yeah.
and isolated and alone,
Yeah.
and there's no way out. Before we get into the song, and if there's no story or anything behind this, I'll probably just scratch it. I see a banner behind you. It says "Down with My Demons."
Oh yeah.
Is that a band name, or what is what is that flag behind you?
That's just it's called Lurking Class now, but when they used to be called the clothing line used to be called Sketchy Tank like 10-15 years ago. That design was like one of their first designs, I think.
Okay.
I had a few shirts that had the same design. I saw the flag. I think I got this. I might have gotten it at either at like a Zoomies or like Warped Tour back then or something like that.
Cool.
So I've had it for a long time. I can't remember when and where, but it's been on my wall for a long time.
Yeah, and it's a hand with shaking hands with a demon, and it's chained together.
Yeah,
it's interesting. It definitely caught my attention right when we jumped on this. I was like, is that a band name? Because that would be cool if that was like a band, like a hardcore band I just didn't know about called Down with My Demons. It's kind of a cool name, though.
That.
Yeah,
it's cool.
It is cool. And if you do make that band, you better come on this podcast so we can break down one of your songs.
I will.
All right, this is Deathwish by Farsight. Let's break this one down. Ooh, that last part there, it makes me want to put my boxing gloves on for a minute. I like that. So one thing that I did want to say before we start this, though, is just to clarify, you did not write these lyrics.
No.
So that is
all from, I'll quote him, Anthony Villani, our old vocalist. He wrote all the lyrics that we had before. Amazing dude. We still can't keep in touch. He's down in Nashville now.
Oh, cool. Nashville's dope.
Mm-hmm.
So you were, in the band during these days that, when this was written and everything. So, we'd still love to hear what the band thinks. And, even if you didn't write it, it's your music, it's your band. And so getting inside of your brain a little bit and dissecting what this means to you. So I watch the sunrise every day, but I can't feel the rays on my skin. Not being able to feel something.
So that's basically like getting up every day, you're doing your day-to-day, but
no motivation.
You don't feel happiness. You could have the best day, or even it could be sunny out, but you're not enjoying it. You could be doing your favorite things, but you're not enjoying it.
You could be standing right in the sun, but you won't feel a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just needing to feel something is tough.
Yeah.
Talking about COVID days, we went through that summer, and that summer was a nightmare for a lot of people. And and the state of the world at that time, and a lot of us did wake up every day kind of feeling this way. Not feeling like there was any reason to get up. What am I going to? I'm moving from my bed to my couch every day and back, and then just back. It's just like
5 feet back and forth, and forth.
Exactly. Yeah. I've been buried. I can't find my way out. I can't explain. Because you wouldn't see what I would give for one breath to breathe. As I'm fighting every day, I fantasize to suffocate. I've been buried.
That is basically being your you're buried beneath a lot of your own negative emotions. With that, being buried underneath your emotions, like anyone that's ever felt something like that, you always feel like there's no way out. You're in your own hole, and anything that you think that you can have as a remedy, do something different, try something different, and nothing seems to work. And the line "fantasize to suffocate." This song is also partly accepting your own emotions, but for anyone that is feeling suicidal, sometimes when people are suicidal, they fantasize about those emotions, those actions, but those are also the people that thankfully choose not to act upon those emotions either. But it's this kind of feeling of limbo that they don't feel anything, so they don't want to. If it becomes struggle with dealing with the emotions of not wanting to exist, but also not wanting to act upon those emotions.
Yeah, because it says I'm fighting every day, so that means you're not at that suffocation point. But there's a little part of you that just thinks, man, wouldn't this just be easier if I were just to suffocate myself right now? It's dark, but the thoughts come up, especially if you're feeling from one breath to one breath that you just can't do it. Every second of the day is difficult. So these lyrics are very they're rough.
They're very heavy.
Yeah,
it's a very, very heavy song.
It is. When you first heard the lyrics to this song, or read them, or when you first realized what this song was and what it was about, what were your thoughts on it?
First, I mean, off the rip, when I heard that song, I'm like, damn, this sounds great. And then you listen back, and then you listen to the lyrics and how they ebb and flow with each other, what that actually means, and how those lyrics how the lyrics kind of tell its own story, where it's very metaphoric but also literal at the same time, but also is it just personifies some of those emotions that not only he was having, but a lot of people feel this in the world as well. It's a very heavy song. It was one of my favorites because of that, because it just holds so much meaning. And to have, because it's always fun to have songs that are like heavy, just very breakdown oriented, and just have vocals that make people want to mosh and stuff. But when you have a song like this that drives very emotionally and tells its own story, it allows people to connect with it themselves.
Yeah, I like how the lyrics so far are just emotions, so it's not really telling a story. So it's not like someone will listen to it and be like, I don't connect with this story, so I can't really connect with it that personal way. But it's not like that. It's a very open, just almost cry for help.
It basically is this whole song is a cry for help, essentially.
Yeah. And I say that because I'm kind of reading ahead of some of these lyrics. I'm too excited. I'm reading ahead. I gotta stop doing that. All right, let's keep listening to this track. My wife and I were just having a conversation, and it's so funny. She says to me, she goes, I love when people scream, "Oh my God," in songs. We just had this conversation not too long ago, so I'm gonna make sure I play her this one. I'd be like, do I got a heavy one for you? Oh, it just reminds me of that Asking Alexandria song. I forget what it's called, but he just screams, "Oh my God," over and over again. I love that album. I missed that band. I don't. Asking Alexandria, go back to the old Asking Alexandria, please, please. We are begging you.
Yep.
Anyway, so it goes, "Are you there? Question mark. It feels so empty without you here." So that's a soft course there. So we'll go into there. When you say you, who is the you that you think this track is referring to?
I imagine that to be talking about yourself in the third person.
Okay.
Probably from the outside perspective, that if you were to not exist anymore, people will ask that question.
Gotcha. You know that Linkin Park song, One More Light?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Who cares if one more light goes out? Well, I do." For some reason, that just makes me feel a little bit like this. It feels so empty without you. Like, it's just a song that's heavy, but there's also parts in it that give you that little extra, like, but don't do it. We want you here. We need you here. So It's heavy, but it's also kind of inspiring as well.
Exactly.
So I like that. Scratching till I bleed. I can't feel it. Again, just needing to fucking feel something. Nervous fucking screams. Is it over? I've got a death wish. I can't take it. Oh my God. This just sounds like somebody who's going nuts.
Yeah.
Scratching till you bleed. Can't even feel it.
Again, yearning for any type of feeling, whether positive or negative. Nothing seems to answer that question of if or how you can feel something when you're in that kind of state.
And saying, "I've got a death wish," not "I think I got a death wish," or "I think this, I thought this." It's "I've got." So you're almost at a place where you're just like accepting this place that you're at, and it's just asking, is it all over? I mean, I feel like it's someone who's spiraling, and I can think back to a moment when I thought these thoughts, and I was spiraling, and it again, it's more emotion than like story. So I like how anybody can kind of take these lyrics and kind of alter that to go off their own experiences.
Yeah, because there's imagery, but it's not telling a story, but it's telling it in a way that they can imagine it for themselves in any kind of way that they want to.
Yeah. Do you guys ever get words from fans just saying, asking you about your lyrics and asking what or telling you that we love this song, it's helped me? Or have you guys received any of that kind of stuff yet for this song, or just your music?
I think I remember hearing some for this song specifically.
Yeah.
We in our first EP, Exhume, the title track Exhume on that record, I remember we were playing a show in Connecticut like earlier in the year, and someone came up to us and they were telling us about this song, about the song Exhume, and telling us how it made them feel, and it was just very moving between the lyrics and everything, and it was cool the way that he described it, because it moved us the same kind of way. So whenever we write any kind of songs that are also very emotionally heavy, we hope it moves other people the way it does for us too.
Yeah, and that's kind of the ultimate compliment, is when somebody you don't even know has heard your music and it's done something for them.
Yeah.
It's a crazy feeling.
Yeah, it's funny because you make songs and like all you really want to do is just put music out, play shows, and do it all again. But the one thing that the one thing that happens is that that you never really think about is people coming up to you and saying how much they love your songs and how much they love the lyrics and what it means to them, because the whole time that you're making your own music, you're really only making it for yourself, so you're not thinking
Right.
about
Exactly.
what other people are going to think about it. So when you get those other words and compliments from other fans, and especially from people that you don't know, it's always it's always unexpected for me. I never like go fishing for any of those like compliments or words. I'm just here doing my thing. I want to just put out my favorite music that I can, and hopefully it connects with people. And when it does, it's always a very heartwarming feeling.
That's awesome, and that just shows that you're in it for the love of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything you just said kind of just explains and shows that, you know, that's the kind of stuff that means so much to you. You know, a lot of creatives do these projects because we feel like we have to. Like, yeah, we can go work a normal job, we can do that, whatever, but there's a little place in us that just wants to get this out. And when you hear other people say that it's helped them, that's kind of all you need as an artist, because that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
that just
exactly.
means so much. That's awesome. Cool. All right, well, we still got more song to rock out to, so let's keep it going.
But the person I become is based on facts. Think that I'm done and I can't take another fucking day and close the grave and I face facts and I'm not okay. So excuse me if I try to escape, if I try to escape. So excuse me if I try to escape, if I try
Okay, hold on. Hold on. This is too much. It's too much right now.
This song gives me chills every single time. Every single time.
I'm like, wait a minute, I'm trying to read the lyrics, but I'm just like, that breakdown kind of got to me, and then that like part where just like kind of like a jazzy, like dancey thing, and you're talking, and it's just like, wait, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
All right, I wish I can go into all the music aspects of this, because but we'd be here forever, because I have a lot of thoughts there. I love it though. I was not expecting that breakdown, and it really reminds me of a breakdown. There's a band that I interviewed recently called Bore, and they're
those are my friends. The drummer is my boss.
Oh. Awesome. Very cool. The fucking Bore's awesome, man. Bore is fucking sick. And we broke down their song called Bungled. And there's a part of that song in that song that's just like this, where, you know, there's some breakdowns and then it kind of goes to this jazzy, and he's talking through it. Yeah. And just talking about influence from like Mr. Bungled and Danny Elfman kind of stuff. Are you inspired by any of that kind of stuff too, by any chance, or what was the inspiration behind that breakdown right there?
So not specifically, but like we're inspired by like a lot of like North Lane, Periphery, and like Polaris, and just having those elements to, you know, put some dynamics in the music, put some like nice cleaner parts in, like throw them in the songs, kind of like just sprinkled sometimes when we want to, and to have that kind of part then switch into like a heavy breakdown. There's always some fun in the dichotomy and there's always fun in the dichotomy of doing that kind of thing.
I bet it's rough to play though.
Yeah,
Why?
that song was really tough to play. I mean, it was at the time it was one of our most complex songs yet.
Yeah.
We had to like grind it out to be able to play it live, and it was fun when we like finally getting there to play that song live was a really huge treat.
Nice. All right. Well, let's dive into some of these lyrics here. All right. You go. Think to myself about the person I've become. Face the facts. Think that I'm done, and I can't take another fucking day getting so close to the grave. When I face the facts, I don't know. I know I'm not okay. So excuse me if I try to escape. Oh, so excuse me if I try to escape. If I try to. Literally
Very heavy lyrics.
yeah, and then it's almost like an announcement. Like, this is what is.
Yeah.
Not even like what I think, what my thoughts are, but it's just like, this is what it is. And you say it, you don't scream it, and you kind of switch it up and separate it. And I think when you talk in a song, I said this on the board interview too, I think when you talk in a song like this, it really makes you listen. Because like it's like, wait, what did he say? I wasn't expecting, someone to do some kind of narration in the song. You just kind of don't expect it sometimes. So kind of people have to go back and rewind it and be like, what did he say? So to you, what does this section mean?
Let's see. So
Lyrically.
with this, it's more or less just announcing that like if something happens, like, this is why, like, this is not like it's not an excuse, and more or less that or don't more or less don't don't blame me if I do something about this. This is what I'm feeling. This is why I'm feeling it. I'm not telling you, there's no confusion in the feelings about that feeling.
You know what? Maybe not even an announcement, but more of like a warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the turning the sirens on. Just get it.
Yeah.
It's just like announcement. I fucking
Yeah, just
lost
screaming
it.
like, I'm not okay. If something happens, I told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much that kind of thing. Very emotionally heavy. It's this song is it's called Deathwish because that's what this song is essentially.
Yeah.
You struggle with those feelings of not wanting to exist, but also still dealing with the struggle of living day by day, not wanting to commit to those actions, yet you're still fighting day by day to still fight through it, yet still fighting with those emotions to exist, essentially.
This is a good internal song to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because sometimes when you scream something, it makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's a lot of things in here that are screamed, that are said aggressively.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we don't want to be in this place, but if we are, let's get our emotion out when we say it. So it's like
Exactly.
some of these words are just like, it makes me feel good.
Yeah, it's a lot of yearning. It's a lot of the screaming in the song is like not just screaming because you're screaming for the song, but it's that yearning to like fight through that as well.
The ultimate release that creating music can give you.
Exactly.
Powerful. All right. Well, we got some more lyrics. right. So that outro there, I definitely want to put a focus on that. So we're gonna hold off there.
Yeah.
That first line there, I fantasize about the day I die. We're gonna get back to that in just a second. But let's break down the breakdown. I can't watch myself fall apart again. And that's kind of, so that line right there, that's a perfect example of just something that just feels good to scream.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're yelling at yourself. It's kind of that tough love. Like, I can't do this again. Can't do this again. Watch the sunset on my grave. I'm longing to decay. Why does it have to be this way? I'm fading away into the night. What does this part mean to you? I can't watch myself fall apart again.
So it's that same kind of like you're struggling, you're going back and forth with those emotions that though you accept it, that doesn't mean you accept, though you accept that this is the way that you feel, doesn't mean that you want it as well. When because you can still live day by day and still struggle with those emotions, but that still doesn't mean that you don't want to be here, but that also doesn't mean that you want to do that. And the part that's with the lyric, I can't watch myself fall apart again, it's more or less just announcing that, like, you've been here before, though you are struggling, you haven't hit the low point again since, or you haven't hit that low point in a while, though you've been struggling with your emotions, that you've been here before, but now you're there or about to be there again. And with the lyric, why can't it be this way, is basically struggling with those emotions of fantasizing about not existing.
Heavy.
Yeah.
One thought that just came to me while reading this part, now looking back at the lyrics, a way that somebody can perceive this track can almost be somebody with an addiction to something.
Yeah.
You know, to hear you're kind of addicted to the pain and, you know, being in it and wanting to escape. But, you know, if you read some of these lyrics, I can't watch myself fall apart again, of just going back to that addiction. And, you know, it feels so empty, and I watch the sunrise every day, but I don't feel anything. It's over. I got a death wish because I keep doing these things that I know are bad for me. Somebody with an addiction to something can even look at this track and be like, man, it's a motivating track if you look at it in a certain way, for somebody dealing with an addiction to something.
Yeah. It's like it's those feelings of like still though struggling, being consistent with life and still trying, though emotions feel heavy every day, though you have these feelings of not wanting to be around, that struggle to fight every day is at least the positive outlook for it, though it can also be addicting to or at least like surrender to your vices, or addicting to still fantasize about those thoughts of not existing. A lot of people that deal with those kind of thoughts don't easily stop thinking about those feelings, or at least thinking about those emotions or visions or anything like that, because that's what's on their mind most of the day.
Yeah.
And that is that is the fight that those people struggle with every day.
I remember the feeling oh too well.
Yeah. Especially COVID times. It was a very like confusing time, and stagnation can make people feel like that every day when you go from full routine to nothing.
Yeah.
that it makes it struggle to cope. That time helped a lot of people, or it did a lot of damage to people. So those emotions came out in many different ways through lots of different types of people.
Yeah, and a lot of people are still going through it today, whether they know it or not. And what I mean by that is, like I said, a lot of artists were changed after that moment, and so we're still seeing the aftermath of the creativity that just exploded from that. I mean, people are still. I mean, we're talking about a track that was, that came out and was written around that time, and we're still talking about it today. So I think that part is going to be with us for a very long time, and we're still seeing, like I said, so much art come out of that time, and still having an effect till today. So it's pretty wild, pretty wild. All right, well, we have 1 more minute left. Not too many more new lyrics, but let's play this song out, and we'll chat when it's over.
Every secret must be unearthed. But in the end, you lack the stomach for the agony that you bring upon yourself.
All right, that was Deathwish by Farsight. That song didn't go out the way that I thought it was going to. When I was kind of reading ahead on the lyrics, it'll be all right. I just I envisioned it just going out super heavy with like maybe another breakdown or something, but it like calmed down at the end there. It was kind of, I don't know, I visioned someone kind of just floating in the water, actually just floating and just feeling like I'm going where these waves take me.
Yeah,
and
it's funny that you say that, because back when that song was kind of newer, we were thinking about music videos. I wish we made a music video about it back for that song back then, but the idea for the budget would have been way too high, and I don't know how we would have actually been able to do it. But
hey, if you ever need a DP for a music video, hit me up. I do that.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I'm out in Brooklyn. I do stuff for music and stuff, so hit me up if you need anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Little plug there for myself. Why not? But yeah, so you're talking about the concept for the music video, a potential one for this track.
Yeah, we had some imagery about our old singer Anthony, basically getting on like a small boat and like paddling out to the center of the lake, and just dealing with these basically going through the vocals of those songs and acting out those emotions physically, because that's those were all written by him and all in actuality. So it would have been a very personal music video, but I think it would have been would have been really cool to put that together back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very interesting that you say that, because
that's wild.
It kind of puts you in a point of bliss for a little bit, because that's some people see it's when you see there's two sides to it. I would say if you make it out of those emotions, then people see the light, or when people pass away, people say they see the light too. So there's two ways that can go, essentially.
Yeah, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember when I went through my really rough time, my downfall, I'd call it. I actually came out of it a way stronger and better person. And as much as I hated what happened, I'm glad it did.
Yeah.
Glad it did.
Yeah. One thing that's cool, because you were saying that like you thought it would have been heavier. On the record, that song goes into this next song, 28 Days, which is almost like a sort of like continuation of like those emotions, and like the heavy, like earth-shattering breakdown is like in that song. So actually, if you listen to we used to, when we played those songs live back then, we used to call it the trilogy, and we realized that if you play like Exhume, what is it, Deathwish, 28 Days, and then Exhume, they like fit like perfectly together. I believe that was the order, or it might have been yeah, Deathwish, 28 Days, Exhume, all together. Though Exhume was from another record, they fit together really nicely together, and it's like a very crazy listening experience.
Sounds like you're on to a concept album in the future then.
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of wanted to do that here with more like maybe the whole thing, but now on the next album, fucking concept album. Each song goes into the next. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
The lyrics here in this outro, I fantasize about the day I die. It'll be all right. I fantasize about the day I die. I walk to light. Maybe I could fly. I fantasize about the day I die. It'll be all right. I fantasize about the day I die. I don't want you to cry if I'm not okay. That takes me to a My Chemical Romance song. I'm not okay. Not sorry. Anyway. Yeah, I fantasize about the day I die. That is a tough visual to think of. And one that maybe we shouldn't be thinking of.
Yeah.
But it follows up with it'll be all right. And I think it's important for us to understand just the concept of death. You know, if we're constantly trying to avoid it and terrified about it, that's doing more damage to us than we know. Like, if you can be at a place where, you know, I know that I'm not going to be here one day, and it's just part of life, and, you know, sometimes if you just come to terms with it, life can be a little easier because you're not terrified of it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I take from here,
Mm-hmm.
from this area.
Yeah, it's like, it's accepting the situation that you're in, and also when a lot of times when people are depressed, a lot of people feel like they need to isolate. So that last line says, "I don't want you to cry if I'm not okay." So it's a lot of people when they're depressed or anxious or have a lot of these suicidal thoughts, they don't want to feel like a burden to others. So they usually want to isolate. They don't want to feel like they're burdening other people with their own feelings.
Yeah.
And they a lot of people that are depressed feel like that a lot. You know, I mean, it's something that people always struggle with. It's something that, I mean, someone who's depressed never wants to feel, but obviously everyone that's around them that cares about them want them to be okay. They're going to cry if they're not okay. So it's that kind of that struggle to feel what you want to feel without feeling like you need to, feeling what you want to feel without burdening others, even though people that care about you are always going to worry about you.
Yeah. I have another visual for this part of the song. Just looking at the lyrics, and to me, I see like a man walking up to a grave, and it's like his funeral almost, like walking up and staring at it, and then seeing family there crying, and him almost saying, "I don't want you to cry right now. It'll be all right." Like I just see just like this cemetery and just like the sadness. I see that's the visual I'm putting for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And maybe the guy died out in sea, so now you're at his funeral. Man, we're getting dark. Never mind, we're getting too dark here.
It's a very dark song. It's one of my favorites, but it's also one of the darkest that we have.
Yeah. So, how did it feel when you guys put this new EP out? Like, you know, writing during COVID times, well, living through it, writing about it, the recording struggles of it, and the vulnerableness around this album. How did it feel releasing it to the world with, you know, with all the heaviness that you guys were holding with it? Was it like a release, like, we can finally kind of move on from this chapter, or was it something else?
It was, it definitely feelings of that for sure. I mean, like, we technically holding on to both the first and second EP for a few years at that point. I mean, when the first EP, Exhumed, came out in 2021, we put that out in March that year, and we were still kind of putting like the icing on the cake with Epoxy at that point. And we were, we always call it like our Saint Anger. Like it was a tough record. I mean, there was a lot of like we all weren't able to meet up for a while. Our drummer at the time like dealt with a lot of like COVID related like illnesses back then. Then he had mono, like basically out of commission for a year. Collectively, it was really tough. And then just putting the songs together here and there whenever we could. We wrote a lot of songs back then. And after we wrote our first record, we were very critical of ourselves. The first record, Exhumed, was very much a lightning in the bottle kind of record for us. Of course, it's the first record, so we're like, how can we top ourselves?
Yeah.
And then putting out Exhumed, finally, we were really happy with that record. We always think that record was like made for like another time. It's definitely like a love letter to like 2019 metalcore when that was still like around and stuff and at its height. It felt really good to finally put that record out, because we were like, all right, like we can finally put it out. Let's work on the new stuff and like go towards our new influences at the time, because our tastes change over time. So then with writing our new current stuff right now, it's kind of like a new chapter opening up for sure. A lot of the songs in that record aren't as breakdown oriented as like our first one, so it was more, we focused on more of the musicality than trying to write for the breakdown or like trying to get the heaviest part. We just wanted to put out the best thing musically possible that we could.
And that's always the best way to go into something creative.
Mm-hmm.
Not the quickest, not the loudest, not the of anything. Just be you.
Yeah.
Go create what you would listen to outside of, you know, your own music. Like create it.
Yeah. Writing that record was fun and challenging at the same time, because we wanted it to be right and we wanted it to just represent the kind of music that we were doing at that time, and just all together. It was a very interesting record for sure, and a lot of the songs on the record I really, really love. Like Detrimental Chemistry, our first single from that record, when we put that out, was really fun. We had our song EOD on there that has Tommy Roulette, that was from Jinx at the time, but is now with El Nino. That guest feature was really fun to have. Deathwish on the record is amazing. Negative Space was a song written, I think that's probably the first song written from that record, maybe spanning back to like early 2020, I think, when because sometimes when we write together, but sometimes our guitarist Matt, who's also our producer and engineer, he sometimes makes full songs, sends it to us, and we're like, it's perfect, don't change it. So I think,
done.
yeah, like I think it was like maybe like the first or second month in, like he was writing stuff by himself. He's like, "Yo, I made this. Here you go." We're like, "All right, awesome."
Well, it to me, everything you're saying, it seems like you guys have some unreleased tracks. You know, kind of you have some deep cuts there. You guys should do like a
B-sides record,
like a B-sides record, dude. Just like, and not even just get out the rough demos and the shit like that. People love hearing like unreleased stuff and early demos and stuff, because a lot of people can be intimidated by the music recording process. And you think, when you put something on without knowing how it all works, you can think that I'm doing this wrong if it doesn't sound immediately like this. But you talk about, engineering and, all the things that come with it. And it just shows that, like, it takes time to get these things done. We all start from a place that's very rough and very, garage sounding, and it takes time. So I always love hearing super early cuts and demos from my favorite songs, because it makes a song just feel more real from even a production standpoint of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like our demos sometimes don't even sound like demos, because like all of our songs that we've put out so far have always been in-house, like mixed and engineered, not mastered in. The last record was mastered in-house, but we record with like our like Neural DSP plugins and stuff, and like usually like scratch drums, but with like GGD drum programs and stuff. But then we go in the studio and get the live drums and stuff. But all guitars, bass, and vocals are always done in-house in Matt's basement. But yeah, I mean, we recently we haven't put out any of the old demos, but that's really interesting to think about for sure. So we'll check out the shelf and see what it's looking like.
You totally should.
Of late, we've been over the last year. We got a new singer and drummer in January earlier this year. So we've been writing a lot with those guys, and we put like a quick like 4-song demo on like a disc that we've been just like giving out for free at all of our shows.
That's awesome. I was just gonna say that. I was just like, you should burn it on CDs and write the track list with a Sharpie on it and just hand them out. Or like when you're on stage, just like toss them, and people are gonna want to grab shit. Like, what's he throwing out? And it's a CD of like the rough shit, and like, that's cool. That's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah, it's been cool. We've probably given out like 70, 80 CDs at least this year throughout all of it. So it's been fun to just like put that out, and people are like burning it and putting it onto their phones and stuff. So it's cool that people are going through the trouble to do that. I think we have a one of our friends / fans in Brooklyn like bought a CD player for her car so she can put that on in her car, which I need to look into because my car doesn't have a CD player. But yeah.
Yeah, I think any cars these days, I think the CD player's kind of gone.
Yeah. Damn. Bring back CD players,
please. Yes, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
So, what is next for Farsight? What do you guys got coming up?
So, to kick off the year next year, I think it's being announced tonight, or maybe it was just announced like during this interview. But we're playing Otterfest at the Brooklyn Meadows by Otterhouse Studios.
Oh, cool.
It's going to be Sunday, January 18th. We're playing with Viviante, Crew, Faka, Firing Squad, Hive Mind. There's a few other bands I can't remember.
Cool.
It's going to be a fun.
Some dope day. Local bands there.
Yeah,
that's sick. I love the Meadows. I'm walking distance from there. I go there all the time.
Oh, you're so lucky, man. Shout out Firing Squad as well. All really good homies. Their music is awesome. They just put out an EP back in October or September. And we have that show that we have in January. We're booking a few other runs, and new music is coming next year. Definitely like springtime.
Well, I'll see you at the Meadow Show.
Yeah,
I'll definitely be there.
awesome.
I go to all those festivals, and some of the best like one-day festivals that I've been to here have all been at the Meadows. I like This is a chill spot. I like the outdoors. You can go just sit down and get some fresh air. Like it's just a cool, chill spot.
Yeah, it's fun for sure. We played a bunch at the Meadows over the last few years. We did like one of those one-day festival shows earlier this year with Crown of Thorns, Bayway, and Shattered Realm. That was a really fun one. I think Faka was on that as well. Shoot the Five, Knuckle Sandwich, Chain Gang.
Knuckle Sandwich. I don't know Knuckle Sandwich.
They're from California.
Okay.
They're like a California like hardcore slam band kind of thing.
Cool.
Yeah, they were really fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So besides the show, what else? What do you have any new music coming out? You guys writing anything currently?
Yep. So we've been writing a bunch of new stuff all throughout the year, and we're finishing up recording that new record right now. Should be expecting new music like springtime, pretty much.
So that's when we do our follow-up show and we break down a new song.
Yep.
That record.
This new music is a lot. It's kind of a same DNA, but sort of a vibe switch. Definitely
a vibe switch. What does that mean?
So it's gonna be the new music is gonna be some of our most aggressive stuff yet, for sure. Yeah,
aggressive.
It's gonna be really interesting. It's experimental. It calls out to like a lot of other like newer influences. It's a little bit more hardcore influenced, a little bit more
this track that we broke down sounded a little experimental too.
Yeah. We always try to.
You guys seem good at that.
Thank you.
You should definitely utilize that, because not a lot of artists can pull that kind of stuff off.
We try to we try to keep it very different, no matter what that kind of looks like. Dynamics has always been a big thing for us. I mean, sometimes you watch some bands and you feel like you're zoning out, and like the music is all good, but sometimes it feels like one long song. You know, I mean, like there of course there are plenty of really good bands out there and stuff, but we always like to change it up a little bit. We want some songs to feel a little bit different than others. We want to create different feelings per song, instead of having like the same basis, just like a different color, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm excited to hear it. Like I said, let's break down one of the new tracks, and we'll do it before it comes out. So we'll release that episode the same week.
Awesome.
That the song drops, and we'll do this again. It'll be fun. Where can everybody find you? Where is the best place to go?
We're on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook. Oh, sorry. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok,
MySpace.
Definitely got to do MySpace. We're on YouTube. We have our website, farsightofficial.com. We have all of our tour dates, merch, and all of our social media links on there as well. And tickets to any shows that are coming up as well too.
Awesome. Well, I don't know if this episode's coming out before that Boar show, but I'm stoked to see you there. And if this comes out afterwards, I'm really happy I saw and got to meet you there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we moshed together during Bungled by Boar. Yeah, we were moshing together during that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Cool, man. Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts on this track. Talking, this subject matter is not an easy thing to do.
No.
And so I appreciate you coming on and saying it and telling it. And I hope that your fans can resonate with this and learn a little bit more about you guys than they did before.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, man.